Hi, everyone. Professor Sweeter coming to you. It is Thursday, October 15th, and I was forced to cancel class today. Just not what I wanted to do at all. First of all, I wanted to apologize to you. Um, it's funny, of all the days in October, like today was the most busy for my family. I had class, I had meetings all day, and my husband was running a charity golf tournament, so he was indisposed. And then 10 a.m., the babysitter called and said, the baby has a temperature. And I'm like, no, 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 no. And those of you who have kids are familiar with the Connecticut rules for childcare. If a kid records a temperature over 100, that's it, they're going home. So unfortunately, I was in a position where I had to cancel class today. Again, not my ideal, worst day in the world for it, but such is life, right? Just works. Figures with, 2020 or something. To that end, though, thank you so very much for being understanding and flexible, and thank you for your kind wishes for my daughter. She's doing okay. She's a little kid with a cold, wearing a mask and boogers, and there it is. But a disruption for everybody's day nonetheless. So I wanted to take some time and record a quick video for you, just to give you an idea of what we missed in class today and to keep you, on the right path so that we're in good shape to continue as regularly scheduled next Thursday. So first of all, I do want to encourage you to set up times to meet with me. Where I canceled classes today, I did hold extended office hours between 1:30 and 4 p.m. And that was using Zoom. And several of you took advantage of that and logged in and met with me. And it was great, first of all, to see faces without masks. I was like, oh, hey, that's what you look like. But also it was really productive. And in those meetings, we were able to take a few moments and look at individual thesis statements and outlines for the project. So I do want to extend to you that same invitation. If you're feeling overwhelmed or confused, or you don't know what I'm looking for either your midterm thesis statement or your outline, please text me immediately, let me know, and we'll set up a time that we can meet via Zoom and talk things through. All right. The other thing I wanted to do is take a few minutes and just go over what you should be thinking about this week with chapter 5. We are now in week 6 of the class. We are on week 6, chapter 5. And so we're focusing on listening. I do want to show you a couple things that I sent to you earlier that will be helpful to you. And those start with, give me a second, let me cue it up. So first of all, oh boy, technology, there we go. First of all, I want to take a second and just share with you, this is the PowerPoint presentation that I sent you this afternoon on listening. This is the PowerPoint we were supposed to go over in class today. It goes into listening, and I encourage you to download it and take a look at it. Listen. I feel like I have this conversation with my daughter all the time. At the very beginning, though, it mentions a questionnaire to determine your listening style. And I do want to show you that this is the questionnaire right here. It looks like this. And this is something that I also emailed to you today. So at the very beginning, as you're looking through these slides, take a few moments, print out the questionnaire and try it. Essentially, you've got a scale of 1 to 5, and you answer each question. I become involved in listening to the problems of others. Is that never, infrequently, sometimes, frequently, always? If I were answering that honestly, I'm probably somewhere between a 2 and a 3, because I tend to be very, very one-minded, unfortunately. When I listen to others, I quickly notice if they are pleased or disappointed. That's something I always do. So I'm probably more of a 4 or 5 there. So you tally up your answers there. And then the second page has to do with the scoring. Please realize that questions 1, 2, and 3 have to do with people-focused listening. Questions 4, 5, and 6 have to do with action-focused listening. 7, 8, 9, content-focused listening, and 10, 11, 12, time-focused listening. And the way the scoring is conducted is, as you add up your scores to 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, it is of these 4 categories, whichever category you scored the highest in, and that will be your dominant category. For me personally, I tend to be, I'm not proud of this, I tend to be more time focused listening because I've just got a lot on my plate right now. So I know I myself as an individual, I tend to be more time focused listening, and that's where I need to address some of my attention, or I need to work a little bit harder. So that's a neat activity for you to look at as you are going through the chapter. I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint for a second so you can see. The next screen, of course, talks about those different types of listening, and you can learn more about them in the textbook. And then from there, I'm talking a little bit about hearing, passive versus active. And when we're listening, when we're really paying attention to someone else, we are doing active listening. It's something where you're engaged. Hopefully right now you're engaged in what I'm saying. Then we talk a little bit about types of listening, and I'm just going to zip through these so that you can look at them later on. I do want to very quickly take a few moments and talk about this particular slide. This is a website that's very, very popular and very, very effective. Please remember, I used to be a history teacher, so this is something that's like so important to me. isidewith.com is a real website. I encourage you to go there. I encourage you to log in. And it's a way for you to answer some questions and see what political candidates you are more or less aligned with. I realize at this point, October 15th, most of you are very much decided. You know who you're thinking to vote for if you haven't voted already. But if you're undecided, this is a great way to just look at your political policies and beliefs and really understand which candidates share the same belief system as you. And what I really like about this particular website is you can take it now in 2020, but you can log in year after year, and it will help you with every single other national election after this. So I actually started using this website myself with my students like 16 years ago. And I've been able to go back and look at how I was affiliated with different politicians over the years. All right, it's super easy. So I bring this up, of course, because it has to do with listening. You're listening to political debates, you're listening to political messages, and that's a tough kind of listening. It's hard to think about that kind of stuff. So you have this particular website. I'm just going to zip through a little bit quickly. Still, you've got a video from the Ellen Show that's hysterical. And if I keep going, here's some tips for listening effectively. All right, so you can make your way through this particular PowerPoint and you'll be able to understand a little bit more about listening. And here's another video about multitasking. All right. What else do I want to talk to you about? Well, let's take a look at what your assignments are for this week. And I'm actually in the right, I'm in the right program, and that is right here. Here is the syllabus for this week. If I scroll up, you'll see this is the syllabus that you have. And scrolling down, we are looking at this week right here, week 6. So you are responsible for these assignments right now. Of course, you probably have already read chapter 5 on listening. You've got the chapter 5 quiz. The first person video activity is called Mom and Dad Fighting. It's from the perspective of a little kid sitting in the backseat of the car while mom and dad are arguing with each other. You have a video Q&A, barriers to listening. I do want to remind you, you're not responsible for that discussion board, so do not worry about the discussion board. And then, of course, you have the midterm project outline, which is due this Sunday, the 18th. And please look for another video that I'll be posting, quite honestly, after my daughter goes to bed. I'll be recording it and posting it for you. But I'll be doing another video later on this evening about how to write a engaging hook and how to write like effective transitions for your speeches. Okay. The only other thing that I wanted to just discuss with you, and I'll scroll up just for a second so you can see, I have heard from a number of you that the video Q&A from last week, reflecting on language use, didn't work or wasn't working effectively. So please, when you have a chance, go back and look in Blackboard, make sure that that video Q&A did work for you. A good way to find out if it worked is to just look in Blackboard and see if you have a grade for it. If you have a grade for it, you're good, you're done. If you didn't, I'm gonna ask two favors of you. The first is please go back into MindTap, try it one more time. If it still doesn't work, then go ahead and email me with your answers to those questions. All right. Again, I don't know what happened with that particular assignment. You were not my only class to let me know that something was wrong with it and something was off with it. And hopefully it's something that we can resolve. This week with chapter 5, you're doing another similar video Q&A, and I mean, we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll work this week, maybe it won't. But if not, just as a safeguard, if you find that it's not working when you're recording or it's not uploading properly, just go ahead and email me with your answers to those questions and you will receive credit. All right, my friends, I hope you had a good afternoon off. I hope you did get to go outside and run around and enjoy the warm weather because it's going to rain again tomorrow. But again, thank you for being so flexible and so understanding, and I will see you in class next week. Have a great week, everybody. Bye now.